Hey folks, and welcome back to Let's Play Enclosure. As you remember last time, we just walked in on a little scene here. It seems that Dr. Ben Green's been attacked, and his ants are all over the floor. And as you also may remember, he did mention that he had to, all these ants are vicious, so to speak. I'll quickly show you what happens if you don't do what you're supposed to do. Watch out, these ants look quite hungry, and you look, at least an ant, quite tasty. Put one and one together. And as you see, there's not much left of us, and we're not really gonna be able to finish the quest in that state, or solve the mystery of Station Mary. I know you're thinking about losing weight, but this is ridiculous. Haha. That was very much a Sierra pun there. Or Sierra style death, I guess. Anyway, we'll load up our game. What you meant to do, like I said, Ben reminded or told us that he had to feed the ants using this special fruit. We picked up the fruit before. There it is. This is a very ripe piece of fruit from the Abso tree, a Japanese tree. That looks quite delicious. You better not eat it. It's rather poisoning. It's a weird way to put it, but okay. I've never tried eating the fruit before, so I'm actually going to try that now. I've never eaten it, never seen what happens, so I'm just going to try it. Now you know what, that's going to kill you, so why try? Doesn't let you do it anyway. But what you have to do is rub fruit on yourself. Okay, you squeeze the juicy fruit till it's sludge, and then rub the pulp on your body. The ants will not bother you, because you've got the fruit on you. Anyway, we'll quickly look at Ben's body. He's dead, alright. No one could survive such a blow to the head. His glasses lay behind him. It's a silent witness. We'll pick up those glasses. Well, we'll get closer. When you pick up Ben's glasses, you notice that only one spectacle glass remains intact. You take one out and dispose of the rest. So we've got a piece of glass. We'll just search the body just to make sure, but you find nothing of interest on his body. Alright then. Well, that's all we had to do there. There's not much we have to do in the station for now. I think we've talked to everybody that we need to talk to. You might have seen, there's still oil there. You might have seen that Frank was busy working on the scooters, I think, last time we saw him. That one's in there. One thing I've noticed, I did read up the walkthrough about this game, and I did see that, I mentioned in one of my videos I've never had the top score before, and that's because you have to, when you go fishing, give the fish to the cat. Once you give it to the cat, you can go back and fish more, and once you do that, you can give the fish to Watson. You get points for that. So I missed out on my chance of doing that. And I'm guessing that's because it kind of shows Watson that there's a renewable food source on this place. So yeah, you kind of get points for that. I'm pretty sure you can't do it now that I haven't tried. In fact, now that I brought it up, why don't we just quickly try it? I'm pretty sure it doesn't work, but why not? Watson's still around. He's there getting aprons, or placing aprons. So we'll quickly go off to the fishing hole and see if we can do anything. If we can't, I'll do what we have to do next anyway. We'll quickly do that. The game is at its closing point, pretty much. There'll probably be one more episode after this, if that. We'll be able to do most of what we need to do in this episode pretty quickly, and then there should be one scene. I may have to split into two because of the ending being not really long, but long enough that it will take up a little bit of video. So we'll see how we go, but we've got at least at least one, at most two episodes left. So we'll see if we can fish. As you saw last time we fished, you don't always get it first go, so we'll keep trying. We'll give a few more goes. If we don't catch anything, then there we go, we caught one. So we'll see what happens if we give that to Watson. if he doesn't take it, then that's alright. Watson, of course, is another one of the names that, like Ben, does have quite a pun in his name. Everyone else, it's a bit more subtle, I guess. But Watson has quite a blatant pun for his name, which is kind of in the Sierra game spirit of things, I guess. Anyway, go back inside. Hang up a coat like a good little boy. I don't think I've actually shown what happens if you try walking away without the coat, so we'll just do it this way, it's quicker. Wearing your head and coat inside the station will make you look silly. I don't know what's particularly silly about wearing a coat. It's probably quite hot, but I don't think you'd look particularly silly walking around in it. Just my opinion, at least. And again, I've not been known for my fashion, so there's that as well. So we'll quickly try and see if Watson works at the fish, and then at least I'm on my way to getting full score. Give Watson the fish. Thank you, Mike. That'll make a nice dish for tonight's dinner. You're welcome, Watson. And it does. Yeah, keep that in mind that you can do it any time Watson's around. He was asleep earlier, so you couldn't do it then. And yeah, so anytime Watson's around, you can fish and give it to him for a few extra points there. It looked about 8 points, I think it was. So that's quite a healthy handful. Anyway, we got that piece of glass from Ben's glasses, or one of his lenses. And we noticed this telescope in here earlier. We'll try using the telescope. Can't lose it because the lens broken, so there you go. Use lens on telescope. Okay, now it's quickly fixed. There, now the telescope will be ready to use again. So now we can use the telescope. Before he said you couldn't pick it up and move it, but now he's quite happy to. That it's fixed, I guess. He's more happy to move it. We have to look for something here. I'm not sure this is how a telescope works exactly, singling out a spot like this. But we have to look for that glint. Once you get into the middle, hey, what's that? Something sparkling between those two mountains. Decide to investigate it later on. Now that we got that, like I said, you press Control C, and you return it to the room. So we spotted that. So how are you going to get there? Well, we'll check on Frank and see if he's fixed the skis yet. If he has, well, we've got an easy way to get there, don't we? I think, I'm not sure why. What I'm trying to say is this scene doesn't really make a lot of sense. Use card on door. Oopsie. This scene doesn't make a lot of sense. Quickly do this, sorry. Hey Goodman, come over here, will ya? I want to talk to you. Well, we'll head over and see what he wants to say. Talk to Frank. Was there something special you wanted to tell me, Bates? Listen, Goodman, I've almost fixed these skirts, so what do you think? We're going to take these babies out for a test ride? Sure, sounds like fun. Okay, Goodman, it's a deal then. Maybe we can investigate something I saw off the telescope. What did you see, Goodman? Something sparkling in the mountains. I don't know what it is yet, but it looks important. There's one thing, Goodman, that I can't seem to. I can't seem to find the ignition key for the second scooter. Could you try find it for me? Sure, Bates. I'll look for it. That's what I was saying. The scene doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. I'm not sure why you'd initially think you'd have to spot something in the distance with the telescope. And considering the happenings going on in the Station Mary, I'm not sure why you'd want to leave it. Well, I mean, I get why you'd want to leave it, but I mean, leave everyone else behind. You kind of think you'd be worried about their safety and quickly want to get out of there as soon as possible, but with everybody in tow, I mean, rather than just leave everybody behind. Anyway, with the ignition key, you might remember we had the poem that we picked up earlier that Sarah gave us. Read the poem again. Written by Ariel No, titled No One Will Follow. I see myself and move me aside. This is how I obtain the key for the ride. So it kind of fits together now. The key obviously is talking to the key to the snow scooter or jet ski or whatever you want to call it. And we'll just take a quick look at ourselves here. Look in the mirror. Obviously, well, if you're any sort of, you can see where we're going here. Move mirror. There's a key in a small cabinet. Do you want to take the key? So no, I'm not sure why you'd not take it, but we got it. So now we have the ignition key for the second scooter. That's pretty much all we really needed to do, and now we can leave. Even though Frank said it's a long way to be fixed. Nothing in the bin. Even though Frank said it's a long way to be fixed, well, the time we took the key should be long enough for him to fix it. Stuttering over my words a bit there, but you know what I'm trying to say. Look, map. I think we've looked at this yet, so you can kind of look around, see the scenes, areas in the map. A lot of it doesn't really chalk up to what is in the station, or at least seem to make sense. And I don't know really what the use of it is. But the map's there. It doesn't really reveal any secret passageways because there are none, or anything like that. But oh well. Now what key we can give it to Frank, and we can go for this. Key to Frank. Oops. Alright, fine. Be picky. Hey Bates, hey Goodman, find the ignition key already? Sure did, Bates. Here it is. That's great. Let's go then. Alright, now this is one of the most difficult scenes in the game. We've got the typical arcade scene coming up. I probably should have saved games earlier, but hopefully we can save mid-play. Or try to at least. Well, Frank finishes his repairs to snow skidders. You look up Sarah. You tell her about your planned journey. Sarah understands, although she looks somewhat doubtful. Tell Sarah about your gruesome discovery you make concerning being green. Sarah is quite shocked and promises you to warn William Mayfield and investigate it. When you return to the garage, Frank Bates has fully repaired your transportation. Minutes later, you two leave for the mountains. So what's coming up is an arcade sequence. You can imagine that I'm going to screw up a few times. If it goes on for too long, I won't keep it a win, but we'll see how it goes. Seems you need some guidance over it. So we'll quickly save the game. Scooters. Basically, you got to avoid potholes, and I just barely avoided that one there. You move up and down. You can move forward and back as well. That doesn't really help you at all because moving forward, of course, just shit. And you can take a few hits. Oops, one more and I'm toast, I think. Yep. We're one more. Should be just one more this time. Moving forward, just shit. You took one encounter too many, bashing your body against the window literally cost most of your interest. You died of internal bleeding. Not the most brutally described death in the game, really. But yeah, this does take a few goes. And I was saying, moving forward just really kind of increases your risk of running into something. Being too far back, however, Frank gets in. Fuck you, Frank. Frank gets in your way, so you're gonna got to figure out where the best place to be is, and right now I'm not in it. Oh bloody hell! From what I can tell, it is randomized each time, and that also makes it a bit difficult. You're not just going to be able to memorize it. I'm not sure how you can memorize it anyway, unless you're kind of a freak. You're not bound to memorize something like this where it's so quick and so randomly placed. Anyway, we're doing better this time. But not better enough. And Frank's getting in our way. Frank seems to be able to drive over his ones without any trouble. That's because Frank's a bastard. We're going alright, we're going alright. We're picking up speed, as you see. And there, we made it. We crashed, but we made it. Both you and Frank crash into a large boulder. The force of your collision flings your bodies through the cold air. You land somewhat further, in pain but intact, which can't be said about the snow scooters. What do you think, Frank? What do you think, Bates? They can be repaired, but it'll take a while. So we'll quickly talk to him, see what he thinks about what we should do. I mean, we've got no way back. The scooters look pretty damaged, Bates. That they are. This one's carburetor is completely busted. So I guess we'll be here for a while, I guess. I'm afraid so. Don't worry, I'm a fine mechanic. Well, we saw how quickly he fixed the helicopter. A few days. I missed that one, but oh well. You'll be able to pause and read it. Well, I think I'll be a while, Goodman. Maybe you can skate around a bit in the meantime. Yes, I think I'll do that. Is it going? Yep. Anyway, I'm sure that's all he has to say. Forget it. I'll double check. Yep. Okay. We've talked about everything we need to say. So we'll skate around, and this is apparently what we saw glistening in the distance. And this is actually the point where we used the pickaxe. I was wrong in the prior episode. On ice. And you got to find a specific spot that is weak enough to be able to be hit with the pickaxe, and I believe it's up here. I had the feeling you could get up there somehow, but apparently not. So we'll quickly try to find. Oh, there we go. Took a while. We got it. So you have to find a specific spot. I believe it's the same every time. Pickaxe is useless now. You discard it. I'm not sure how a pickaxe would be so damaged by. Well, what do we have here? You're inside a cave. Here you see horrific sight. Three bodies which are sitting around, frozen around a what used to be a campfire. Also, there's snow scooters similar to yours and they're in very bad condition. We'll look at the bodies. They're frozen stiff. You feel sorry for them. The woman of this party seems to be holding something that looks very much like a book. They don't have a lot other than the book, but they have boxes here, so we'll quickly look at them as well. It's the luggage of the frozen party. Open box. Oops. Open box. Contents of no use to you. So we'll read this woman's book. See what it has to say. You take a peek at the journal. Monday. Because I think we won't be going anywhere for the next few days, I decided to start the second journal. So this is obviously Laura, was it? Which I guess, if that was her name, I just picked up as a pun of Laura Bow, but I can't remember her name. I've already forgotten. Anyway, this is her second journal. It's Seraphin the first, which kind of led us here. I decided to start the second journal just to kill time. I just hope time won't kill us. This woman, Ariel knows, sorry. Well, should have gone with Laura now, that would be much more clever. This woman must be Ariel now. If anyone knows what the pun of it is Ariel now, or if there is one, post in the comments and call me an idiot. David and Andy are still unable to repair the snow scooters. Personally, I don't mind staying here for a moment, at least there are no ghosts here. Seems the scooters are beyond repair, so we've tried to contact Mary, to no avail. But I assume Mr. Mayfield will be missing us by now and has organised a search party. Still no sign of possible search party. We're running out of supplies and it's freezing. David is sick and Andy's feet are completely frozen, so a walk back is out of the question. It would have been too far anyway. Saturday or Sunday. It's so cold, very cold. I'm hungry. Someday. Andy and David haven't spoken a word for hours now, and they can hardly move a muscle. Can't say I did myself, however. I can barely write, fingers too cold. Day. Pain, lots of pain. Hope it's over soon. Miss Robert and Cindy. Love you. Pain. Robert and Cindy are probably her husband and daughter. Well, thanks for putting that together. It's probably her mistress and toy boy. Day. Ghost, is that you, Robert? Cindy? Cold pain. Cold pain. Beware of the Eskimo. Beware of Maxwell. Beware of the Station Mary. Beware of the Hunter. Sleepy. Bye-bye now. Robert? Robert dear? Is Cindy to bed already? Sleepy. Poor woman, but what's with the warnings? It's getting stranger all the time. So you can kind of figure what happened. They fled the station in hopes to get away from the ghosts. Well, look what happens then. And we're not in much better shape at the moment. We're also stranded here. But we've got these snow scooters. She said they were damaged, but we'll take a look anyway. Well, they've been damaged by the cold apparently, so we'll take a look, open up scooters. Oh, a carburetor we found on this one, which came loose throughout the years. You detach it and take it with you. And Frank did say that there was a carburetor missing from the damaged scooter, so maybe we could fix it. It's the same every time. The rest of these ones have nothing inside. You probably search the scooter and find nothing. And the same happens with this one. It's the same scooter every time, just go for the top one and you probably instinctively go for that one anyway. So we'll give the carburetor back to good old Frank here. Just take a look. And, yep, there we go. We'll talk to Frank. Okay, this time you have to give it. Yes, well there's no one else there, is there? Look, Frank. Oh, look here, Bates. I found a carburetor. Hey, you actually found one. Good one. Hey, you found one, Goodman. Great. It was nothing, Bates, really. Decided not to tell anybody about your foundings for the time being. Well, there's only one person you could have told, but fair enough. I don't know how he expected us to find one, and I don't know how we just happened to find one. And like I said, I don't really know what the point of going all this way out of here was. You find the journal and that's about it. It tells you to beware of Maxfield, or Maxwell, sorry, or whatever his name was. And beware of Mary, mentioning Ghost, beware of the Eskimo. So, I mean, it hints at stuff that we already kind of know, other than beware of Maxwell or whoever William Mayfield's father was. That's a bit different, but she did seem to at least believe there was a ghost there, so, you know, we're a bit more worried about a ghost than Maxwell, who's also long dead. Unless he comes back as a ghost, we should be alright. Yeah, fix it. We can go now, Goodman. That's great. Let's go then. After a long, cold journey, you return to the station just in time because a heavy snowstorm is taking form. Home at last, you say. Hey, that's strange. The generator station status light is flashing red. There must be something wrong, Frank Bates says. Well, it looks like things have gone bad for worse. Yes, there's something very wrong, Goodman. The display tells me that the reason of this error is overheating. Jesus, Bates, what does that mean? It means if we don't fix this problem at once, the generator will explode. Holy Mary. Ooh, I see what you did there. Can you fix it? I'll try, Goodman. I'll try. Anyway, I think this is a very good time to finish up this episode. And seeing as we used all our spots, we'll have to take one from the start. And we'll name it Kaboom, just in case. That's all for this episode. Tune in next time. Like I said, there'll probably be one more left, at the very most 2. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed what you've seen so far, and things are just getting bigger and bigger as it goes along. Alright, see you then.